got some vegetables back there. It's always fresh vegetables out here.
The first sip is just always the best. Hey guys,
What's going on, squad? What's up, y'all?
what's going on at SHPC Squad? It's Ash.
Trey here.
Yes, and today is Love Day, Love Wednesday.
And we are at one of our favorite spots here, Celia's Kitchen.
Yes.
And we're gonna do our table talk of the day, question of the day rather. And we appreciate you for tuning in like always and keeping up with us on our little daily runs as we kind of just do what we do, have our talks, but then include you in. So we appreciate you for tuning in, and so let's get to talking.
Yes. So what's the question for today?
Oh yeah, that's right. I'm gonna start it off. So the question of the day is, what is the first time that you can remember going in 100% for our love?
I think I think it's the time that you asked me.
It must be so she can't even finish the sentence.
No, it's just funny because I'm just going back to the feeling that I had, and it was funny to me. But the time that you asked me about the furniture that time, too, like you told me about the furniture, and then you asked me to go furniture shopping with you.
Okay.
To finish out the house. I think that was the first time I kind of like feel like I went in 100% because I never did that with anybody previously. Yeah, I don't do moving in and stuff before I feel like I was serious, and we had just started dating. I felt like I was still included into a lot of things. I felt like at that time I was doing a lot of stuff. I felt like I was cooking, matching stuff up, throwing parties, all at the same time, you know. So I felt like that was like the time that I became 100% committed. As far as like the initial relationship, I was like, oh, you know, you want me to do these things, and these are things that I want to do. So it's like, oh, I think I'm going 100% with it. So that was the time. Then I had another time after we kind of had a little breakup for that little bit of time. But after then, I made a decision when we met that guy that worked at the restaurant, Yard House, and when he had told, we were like in a rough spot in our relationship. Not really a rough spot. We were just getting back on track. We had kind of like split up like like a month maybe. Like we were just trying to figure things out. And so I got really drunk one night at a friend's party. And make a long story short, the guy's party that went to, he had a friend that came over, and this friend like came to me while I was drunk and just like told me, sat down with me. He was very polite. And he just let me know, like, go full throttle with my relationship with Trey. But like we were like the perfect couple. He told us to move forward, and I felt like at that time it solidified how I already felt, and it already kind of put into perspective like, okay, other people see it too, so it's not just for me, it's for other people as well. And it's kind of opening up my mind frame. I think at that moment I just decided, you know, no matter what, I'm going to stick it out, because if somebody else is telling me who's never really been around a relationship, they just come into like, I have to work this out, and it's like detrimental to my well-being and my purpose. So I was like, oh, that was the moment. Like, yeah, that's how to go 100%. Those are two moments though.
It's funny that you said those two moments, because at those two moments I went in 100% too. There wasn't the first one, which, you know, I'll talk about the first one after I kind of relate to what you said on those two, because you mentioned in the furniture thing, I think that was pretty huge for me to go in 100%. Like you said, you basically was just like, well, you know, the only way I moved in is if you get some furniture. And I mean, we probably was only dating for like a couple months, and I was just like, like, all right. And I know like that weekend, I spent all weekend furnishing the whole entire house And so by like 2 days later, she came over, and the whole house was just like, it had all types of bedroom sets. It had 2 living room sets. It had, like,
he's downplaying, guys. It was literally the week. It was like on a Monday. I told him like I'm not gonna move in unless you have furniture, because he had a house. Like, okay, he was such a bachelor. He had a house with no furniture. It was just an air mattress in the living room and a TV on a nightstand table.
That's true.
That's basically it, all he had. And so we had just started dating. So I just throw it out there, because he was always like hinting he wanted me to move in, but we had just met. So I thought that, maybe I'll wait a little bit of time. So I thought that me saying that would be like, months down the line he gets some furniture. That was on a Monday. That weekend, no lie, guys, he had every room furnished. Like, he had the beds, the dressing room tables, nightstands, his and hers, dressers, tables, and he just asked me to get like the finishing touches to the house, just like the pictures and the decoration, like things make it look pretty. Besides all the like actual furniture, but he really went all out.
Yeah, no, you did good, because you painted some of the stuff that we bought from IKEA.
Yeah.
Like, you put your own little touches on the house. I was like, so we was kind of like playing the roles a little bit at the beginning, but I know I surprised the hell out of you with that, with all that
He
furniture. When she walked through the door, she was like, "This
Guys,
can't be
can
the
you
same
imagine?
house."
Like,
This
I
can't be.
go to his house every day, like remind you. So can you imagine going there the day before is nothing, next day fully furnished?
I surprised all my friends too. It wasn't just her that was surprised. Everybody who walked in the house was just like, "What
It
the
was
heck
crazy.
happened here?" Like,
I love
it's
it.
like a total different house. So I think that was definitely a major time when I went all in. It was just like I spent like a few thousand and just got the whole house
Oh my
furnished in
gosh.
like overnight. And then I wanted everything to be looking real good when she walked in that next time.
And it
but
did.
Nah,
It was a
to
perfect
see her
bed.
face was just crazy.
It was just like,
Yeah,
it was amazing.
It was the most hugest bed I could
nobody
find.
ever did that, I don't think.
I ain't never do that, but that was a major moment. And then the other moment that you mentioned, that you talked about with the guy who was a friend of a friend, during that time, he said some crazy encouraging words to me too, because you were drunk at the time, and I had already been dealing with like drunk situations with, growing up with my mom, and then also with my ex, and they got drunk, and I didn't really like it. So at the time, we was just getting everything, kind of trying to build our foundation, and so seeing you go through that and then being drunk again, it was kind of like me reliving things that happened to me in the past that I didn't like. And so it wasn't even about you. It was really about me kind of digging deep and trying to figure out, am I really willing to go there for this person, like go through all of the past traumas, go through all of that, and then really love this person to my fullest extent. And so as I'm kind of debating, when one of our friends came out and said, "Oh, she in the bathroom drunk," and I'm just like, "Oh man, I'm like dealing with this, it's crazy. I don't know if I'm trying to like almost ignore it." And then the friend had just questioned me like, "Well, do you really love her? Like, is this something like you're really trying to work out and make this work with her? Because like, I like seeing y'all together. Y'all inspired me." And he said the same encouraging words to me at that time. And we really didn't know this person that well for him to speak these encouraging words. So like he was really
We met him
meant.
2 days before.
He was really meant to be like almost like a saving grace or an angel to us
Angel.
for our relationship at that time.
Really?
So he really spoke some words to me that made me question like, well, he was just like, if you really want it and you love her, then you got to be willing to go all in and really go there for her. And at that time when he questioned me, I was like, you know what, I do love her, and I do think this could be different than any other situation, and she's different than any other woman. And so I can get past those past dramas to help her and deal with it, and basically be there for her at that time. So that was kind of prominent. But that wasn't even the first time I felt like I went in 100%, even though those two times were big.
Yeah.
But the very first time that I feel like I went all in is like knowing that you were like at the time, because you preacher's kid, both of your parents were preachers, and knowing that you were like in the church like 5 times a week.
Oh,
and so
yeah.
when I met her, I swear she was in the dance group, she was doing the kids sermons and doing that, and both her parents, it was like, I felt like it was like Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I don't know if I'm missing any days, but
No,
most of the
pretty
time I
much
was
it.
like dropping her off at church. And then, if I'm dropping her off, it's really hard to kind of not get involved. So I'm going to church with her on Sundays. One time I actually went to her dance practice and was dancing, and I can't even dance. We ain't going to go into the details of that story. We're going to leave those details out. But I'm dancing and like
Guys,
dancing all around, prancing all around,
trying to do a leap with the plie.
trying to impress her, just to show her that I can be there throughout the stuff that she liked to do and the things that she felt like was important. Even though I wasn't in the church and stuff like that going, I was there. I felt like I was there faithfully. Like they thought I was a member and everything. Now I wasn't willing to be a member, so I maybe not 100%.
But you went there strictly
But I was
for me.
there like faithfully every day with her, and I felt like I was willing to dive in there to go get her. Like, you know what I mean? I felt like that was mine, and I was willing to dive wherever to go and be with you, amongst you, to pull you out to be with me. So I was wanting to go there with you.
I appreciate that. I think that at the time I kind of needed that because I was already so indecisive anyway, just about dating. You know, right after I had ended another relationship that I was in, it wasn't like we were broken up for a long time. It was still like a few months later. So I was just like trying to figure out like is something I should move forward in. Even though I did have feelings for you and I cared for you, I still didn't feel like it was going to be the right time. But then I felt like you doing those things, like I can remember that time and like looking at you like you're dancing and just looking like, you know what, you really, because you're like the only guy there, number one.
There's like one other guy, but he was a dancer.
But he was a dancer.
I'm not a dancer, so it was clear.
It was like just seeing somebody that never been to dance practice, never really been in church like that, and then you really was dancing, and I was like, you're really putting your all into these dance moves.
I didn't want to look too stupid, but I ended up looking stupid anyway.
No,
so
I don't think you look stupid at all, and nobody even mentioned anything about you looking stupid. I think it really is so honorable the fact that you even went to that extent because you were there just to train us.
Yeah, that's right.
To
I was
help
there
work
to do
us out, and you went that
training.
far to like, you know what? Since you guys helped me with this, I'm gonna do this for y'all. So it just showed me more character, and I think that was a time I was like, you know what? Okay, I can let my guard down a little bit, so where I don't feel like I have to be so indecisive or push you away a little bit.
It's funny because I think I was almost tricked into dancing. It was like after I got finished doing the personal training, I'm working them out. I'm like, well,
you could have walked off.
So then we went into the room and we had a little session. We was talking or whatever, and then she was like, oh, y'all, let's do this exercise. And so when she said let's do this exercise, I'm thinking like, oh, it's another workout exercise. Like y'all about to show me something. It was a dance exercise, so I lined up, getting all ready, and they telling you to do this little plie. Like it wasn't a plie. It was a what was
leap.
the dance? Dude, it was like
Wait, what was it?
I don't know, but it was
like,
definitely one of those.
It was like something like. Wait, what was it? It was something crazy.
I don't know, but at the point
that.
where I'm already in the line, I already said I was going to do it. I just didn't know what to expect. And so when everybody started leaping and jumping, I didn't want to get out of line like, yeah, I'm going to have to see y'all a little later. So I was like, whatever. I'm going to just do it, see what happens. And I felt stupid, but then at the same time, because I was there with her, it was like, as long as I'm here with her, I'm good. As long as she see I'm here for her, then I'm good. Like that's like.
You know what? I think it brought awareness to me about love language at that time. I was like, oh, because I think like before I always like took the words "I love you" as that's the only time that you love me, or that's the only way you can express to me that you love me is just by you telling me that you love me. Versus different types of ways you can show love. And I felt like at that time, I felt like it was kind of early on. At that moment, I knew that you had love for me when you did those things. Like I felt that, even though it was like a cheesy and off-key, off-beat type of move, I still felt like at the time it spoke to me and made me feel like, oh, okay, this is the way that you can show love. I can expect this from you, where you being involved in what I do is showing me love. And so it showed me more about you. Yeah, it works because I'm here now 5 years later. You heard that, 5 years later.
So it was worth going to church for a few months, faithfully, knowing,
it was done pretty much after that. Well,
so after I got you, I was like, no, but we get messages in anywhere. Like us, when it comes down to so-called religion or spirituality, we get messages in any type of religion, any type of prophet, any type of truth. We can see truth and falsehood in anything, and it's in everything. So I don't look at church as like a bad thing or any different. It's just that I feel like I don't have to spend all of my days at church to be able to get my spiritual lesson.
Exactly.
But I was willing to go there for this one.
For me,
right here.
So I really did at that time. But it was you caught me at such a weird time, which is so funny because I wasn't going to church at all before then. But the reason why I started going to church was because of the dancing. It kept me active.
Yeah,
that was one thing.
I like to see you dance. I'm not going to
I was just generally happy to give
part.
to the community. I felt like I just wanted to share the love. And that's pretty much what it was. I don't say I didn't care too much about the sermons because it just wasn't my style of, teaching. So I just felt like dancing was just awesome and that brought me joy. So I think at that time, you caught me because I had so many practices because I had just enrolled different teaching dance classes, which they teach there.
She was busy.
So I was busy
it was like if I was going to get close to
days.
her, I had to be where she was at. Like, she was.
I was busy.
Busy at the church,
and I was
so
working
I was going
on
to be
top
there.
of that, full time. He was not playing.
I was picking her up from work.
He's pushing from everywhere. Like I think I was so busy. That's the only way he could really like be around all the time to pick me up and take me places and come with me. Because I was really on the go.
Yeah.
Girl was working.
And then I worked on the go. I was doing real estate, so wherever I was at, my job, so I was able to, luckily follow her around.
Which was awesome. That was awesome. I think that began like our friendship was really just car rides all the time.
That's true. And going out in places like this and just having conversations.
But we have conversations every day, multiple times a day to create growth.
So that was our little. It was felt like a flashback. But
yeah, it was a flashback.
That was our table talk.
But it was nice. That was a nice flashback.
Yeah, guys. I hope that you learned something from this.
Yes.
Even if you didn't learn something from it, maybe you're inspired by it. Maybe you just laughed at the story. Whatever it is, we definitely appreciate you for tuning in and watching it. Make sure you put your comment down below. Ask your partner this same question, and you'll be surprised to see the type of answers that you get, and then share it with us like how we share it with you.
Yes, make sure y'all turn those notifications on, and make sure you get all of our alerts. And make sure you like and share the video, give it a thumbs up. Definitely. And share it. You never know whose life, relationship, or marriage you could be saving by sharing this video.
Absolutely. And then, if you're not a part of the SHPC squad, make sure you just click the subscribe button so that you get notified of when the videos come up. We also have a fun, interactive couple quiz. There's a link that's down below. You'll see it somewhere along the rest of the links that we have so that you can contact us. But the quiz will be able to open up dialogue and open up conversations for your partner and you to be able to build upon what you have. And then be able to see any leaks and holes that you may have within the 7 core principles that we tell you guys to have. If you really are a superhero couple, if you really are a power couple, you want to make sure that you balance as much as possible. And that's why we have this quiz for you and for us to be able to stay balanced.
Exactly. So make sure to take the quiz, guys.
Absolutely.
Talk to y'all soon.
See you guys later. Peace.